In this chapter of the Tailwheeler's Journal, we'll travel to beautiful Cumberland Island, Georgia, a place just dripping with history, to fly with some old friends. The Fosters are a family with flying in their blood, and I was delighted to have the chance to return to this place that's meant so much to me. Whit Foster is a talented aviator. He invited me to give a stick and rudder master class to his son Nate. While on Cumberland, I'd also have a chance to fly with Whit's wife Mary Louise and their daughter Wheezy. This was a reunion for Nate, Wheezy, and me. Several years ago, I gave these two kids their first flying lessons. Back then, they both impressed me with their natural ability. Nate made a little history when, inspired by Rinker Buck's great book, Flight of Passage, he flew a Super Cub from Maryland to California, and he started his trip right after receiving his private license. We'd be flying the classic PA-18 Super Cub. It's a great plane for a master class. This Cub is also outfitted with Oregon Aero seats, a great treat for the guy who will be sitting in the back for hours of instruction. I love those Oregon Aero seats.
What kind of takeoff do you want?
Soft field.
All right.
Nate and I departed from the family's private strip. This is a classic case that calls for an off-course departure. Nate turns to one side of the field as soon as he lifts off. That way he can simply do a 180 to land back on the runway in the event of an engine failure. He's got to cross a forested area before the beach becomes an option, but in the Super Cub that doesn't take long. When you're working on maneuvers in this part of the country, it's hard not to be distracted by the beauty of the area. Cumberland has landmarks that stand as witness to its rich history. The ruins of the mansion at the south end of the island are stark and evoke images of a bygone era. A patch of land is dotted with chimneys, all that remain of the slave quarters of the plantation age. And of course, the beach, the exquisite beach teeming with bird and marine life. This was a master class. We didn't have to spend much time on three-point wheel landings. We concentrated on operating the airplane with precision in that little practiced area when it's not quite flying and not quite taxiing. We did a lot of accuracy and precision landings, concentrating on tight patterns and one-wheel work.
You're looking good. How's that feel to you? Good? It's nice and smooth right here. We don't have a whole lot of bumps. Pretty cool. Mr. Wheels very happy.
Yeah.
Very happy, no scrubbing. Looking good.
After the off-field work, it was over to St. Mary's to work off the less forgiving pavement. We crossed the big pond next to the airport, where we can often spot some big gators as well as a lot of bird life. And there's a big smile on my face because Nate's showing me a really nice tight pattern. Now there's an old wheeze in aviation that a good landing is the result of a good approach. Well, I hate that old wheeze. I want pilots to make good landings out of any approach, and the tighter the better.
Got the old Mr. Prop stop. We're definitely high.
St. Mary's is also the spot we'll use for dead stick landing practice. We stop the prop well above pattern altitude, allowing Nate to time some turns and alter their size in order to make an accurate approach and landing.
Why not? Because you'll be high as a kite. Okay, now turn and forward slip. To your target, and I'm going to shut up and leave it to you. Wheel landing. Hard plan, wasn't it? Okay, you've got power now. Then again, about St. Mary's.
St. Mary's is the home of my old friend Jeff Stanford and his son Jay. Jeff and Jay have agreed to help us work on formation flying technique the next day. These guys are terrific pilots, and their L-2 Taylorcraft is well matched to be the lead plane in our formation practice the next day. Early morning is the time to work on initial formation practice. The air is calm, and you can be pretty sure that whatever the airplane does, you made it do it, as opposed to turbulence. Nate pre-flights the Cub carefully as we ready for our formation flight session. While Jeff and Jay fly lead, Nate practices intercepting them. Now, sometimes I'll give them a turn request so that he can practice powering up and climbing on an outside turn or decreasing his power and descending on an inside turn.
Take a shallow right turn, Jay. It's gonna be easier to catch now. Come back down, yeah, we want to catch you.
Formation flying is a valuable skill. Like so many pilot operations, it requires knowledge of a few rules, and it takes a lot of practice. Personally, I think that everyone who possesses a commercial license should be capable of formation flight. As we practiced our formation over the beach, another aviator decided to join us. Unfortunately, he was going the wrong way and he flew right between us. Let's run that shot back in slow motion so we can see how this big old seagull got our attention. Now, I love my current location in Central Oregon, but this trip reminded me of how great the flying is in South Georgia. Flying lead is somewhat thankless, so we finished up by changing places and giving the Stanfords a chance to fly on us.
We're going to make a little left turn here. Just turn about 45 degrees to the left, and we're going to come right back. I'm not sending out to sea. Okay, that's good.
All in all, it was a really productive flight with a lot learned and just enough excitement. Nate's master class was at an end. But before my time at Cumberland came to an end, I had a chance to give Wheezy some duel, give Mary Louise a ride, and help Whit with his Cub crosswind landings. We crammed a lot into about 4 days of flying. My trip to Cumberland was great. It was fun to fly with all these good friends and fine aviators. The Fosters and the Stanfords remind me how important family is and how much richer our flying world is when we go swooping with family and friends.